You buy something and it makes you money. It sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Well, it isn't, and you'll see. Because in this video, I'm going to give you 8 different things that you can buy that can make you money. So let's waste no time and get straight into it. The first thing that you can buy to make you money is Bitcoin, or more broadly, cryptocurrencies. So if you've been awake for the last 2 years, then you've probably heard that you can make money from Bitcoin. And you can, and I certainly have. And I did actually make a video about it, which you can check out just here. But Bitcoin has basically outpaced every single asset class for the last decade, and probably isn't going to stop anytime soon. So if you buy some Bitcoin, hold it long term, and the chances are you'll see a better return on your investment when compared to other assets. Bitcoin averaged a return of over 200% per year for the past decade. Compare this to the S&P 500 stock market index, which has had a very good decade, with an annualized return of about 16%. Now, of course, every investment comes with risk, and Bitcoin is no different. So make sure you do your own research before investing. And if you are thinking about investing in crypto but you're unsure where to start, then make sure you check out this video where I talk about the best investment strategy for beginners. The next thing you can buy is a toolkit. So tools, or pretty much anything you can use to help you fix things, is a really easy way of saving money. There is pretty much a YouTube video on how to fix anything nowadays. So with a toolkit and YouTube at your disposal, you can pretty much fix anything. Of course, within reason. So for example, you might have a pipe that's leaking and getting a plumber out is going to easily cost £200. You could just Google the problem, fix it yourself, and save yourself the money. Obviously, be very careful with this and make sure you're fully confident before you start trying to fix anything. But for the sake of like £20 for a toolkit, which is going to last you pretty much the rest of your life as long as you don't lose it, you could potentially save thousands of pounds every single year by fixing things yourself. And of course, it's also going to save you money because when something breaks, it just means you can repair it instead of having to buy that something new. So for example, let's say your favorite sweater gets a hole in it. You could just buy a little sewing kit, which go for like £5. And rather than buying a new sweater, you could just repair that hole. I personally like to just fix everything that I can. And if I don't know how to do it, I'll just YouTube it. And long term, this can really save you a lot of money because you're not forking out money every single time something breaks, or paying extortionate labour costs for something you could easily fix yourself after watching a YouTube video. If you're new to this channel, then welcome. My name's Jonathan, and on this channel, we're on a journey to financial freedom, where we talk all things personal finance, money, and entrepreneurship. If that's something you're interested in, then make sure you subscribe. And if you're enjoying this video so far, then make sure you hit that like button. Right, let's get back to the video. The next one is solar panels. As well as saving money on your energy bills and it being great for the environment, solar panels can also earn you cash. And if you're also in the UK like me, don't worry. Panels can still generate some electricity even when it's cloudy outside. So when you have solar panels and you're using energy in your home, you'll use energy coming directly from your solar panels. Therefore, you're not having to pay the energy companies to take some energy from the grid. But when you're not using any energy, or just when you're producing more than what you're using, then the excess will run off back into the grid. And the energy company will pay you for each kilowatt you supply them. But the amount you get per kilowatt varies greatly depending on what supplier you go for, so make sure that you do a lot of research before picking on your supplier. There are a lot of factors to consider when deciding whether solar panels are right for you, like do you own your own home, or do you think you'll move in the next decade? This is especially important because it can take between 10 and 20 years to break even on solar panels. So you should probably only consider them if you're not planning on moving anytime soon. But if you're not planning on moving, then I definitely think it's something worth looking into and researching and working out whether it could be beneficial for your situation. The next thing you can buy is a water filter. So many people buy bottled water, and buying a water filter can really save you a lot of money. I know you can get really large cases of bottled water, which does work out cheaper. But if you're just still drinking a few bottles a day, it's really going to add up over the years. So if you're the type that drinks bottled water because of like the chlorine and lime scale in normal tap water, then an easy fix is just to get a water filter jug, which you can just put in your fridge, keep topped up, and you'll always have access to clean, cold water. And these are only going to cost you around £3 a month, which really isn't bad. So I don't buy bottled water anymore, and to be honest, when I'm drinking water from the water filter, I really can't tell the difference between that and bottled water anymore. So I definitely think it's worth it for the amount you can save. It's also a lot more planet friendly, as obviously when you're buying bottled water, you're going through so many plastic bottles. So I think that a water filter jug is just an all-round winner. The next thing you can buy that can make you money is seeds. Seeds can be really cheap and you can use them to plant your own vegetable garden. You can become more self-sufficient and save loads of money on groceries. I personally find it really enjoyable too. It's something that can be really relaxing and just really rewarding. There's just something quite enjoyable about eating foods that you've grown yourself. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do it at the moment because I live in a flat. But if you have access to some land, maybe just in your back garden, then it's definitely something that you should consider. But as well as saving you money on your groceries, if you have any excess that you're not going to eat, you could sell it to your family and friends and neighbours and make a bit of money on the side. The next thing is Tupperware or food storage. This can really help you save money when it comes to food. You can prepare meals in batches, which generally works out a lot cheaper than cooking them individually. And you can also keep your food fresh longer and avoid wasting any food. We end up buying so much food that goes to waste. So by investing in some food storage and proper Tupperware, it can really just minimise the food we waste by keeping food fresher for longer and therefore saving us money on our grocery bill. You can use Tupperware for batch cooking or meal prepping, which I honestly just find such a good way to save money. By planning your meals and batch cooking, you can reduce the risk of impulse buying foods like convenience foods and takeaways, or buying snacks on the go, which can all be really expensive and really add up fast. If you plan some filling, comforting meals, you really won't feel the need to snack as much, or buy expensive last-minute meals like takeaways. I always make sure I plan my meals and batch cook where I can, and it really saves me a lot of money. So this one's a bit different, but I still think it's worth mentioning, and that's getting a dash camera. A dash camera can really help you out in some situations, and if you're ever in a position where you need it, you won't regret it, as they aren't very expensive and can save you quite a bit if you're ever unlucky enough to be in an accident. You'll see so much footage on YouTube of people sort of jumping in front of cars or crashing on purpose just to try and claim on their insurance, which essentially is insurance fraud. But if you can't prove that it wasn't your fault, then you can end up losing a lot of money. A dash cam is a really good way of preventing this from happening. Or even let's say someone keys your car, for example. You can use the dash cam footage and show it to your insurance to show that your car was damaged and it wasn't your fault. Now, obviously these aren't going to be useful for everyone, but I know that I'd always rather just have a dash cam just in case, so that I know I'm covered, and just have proof if anything does happen. And it can back me up and potentially save me hundreds or even thousands if someone tries to make a claim against me. The next thing you can buy is reusable items. This one has become really popular over the last couple of years, but buying reusable things like coffee cups, cotton pads, and shopping bags can really save you a lot of money over time. So for example, with a reusable coffee cup, you can make your morning cup of coffee before you go to work at home and take it with you on your commute, potentially saving you £3 to £4 every single morning on your coffee. If you're the type of person that always grabs a coffee on the way to work from Starbucks, for example, you can save over £1,000 per year just by making your coffee at home. Or even if you can't live without your barista-made brew. A lot of coffee shops now offer incentives for bringing your own cup. You might get 25p off your coffee, or get an extra loyalty card stamp to get a free coffee. And although these things are only little, they will just add up over time. You can now even get reusable cotton pads and makeup remover pads, which can be really cost effective. My partner used to go through hundreds of those little cotton pads, and by switching to reusable ones, she has saved so much money. And it also wastes so much less plastic at the same time. And then there's shopping bags. Here in the UK, you have to pay for carrier bags. Supermarkets usually charge around 20p per bag, which are usually good for about 3 to 4 uses before the handles break. So if you buy a good reusable carrier bag for around £3, this will just last you a lot longer and definitely save you money over time. And of course, it's much better for reducing waste. All of the things that you can buy on this list can potentially make you money, but maybe you don't want to spend money to make money, or maybe you just haven't got any money to spend. If this is you, then make sure you check out this video where I give you the best side hustles to make money this year that you can start with absolutely no upfront costs.